That's us playing back here.
Welcome.
Welcome. All the lives
Live,
today.
live and
Right
direct.
here, right now.
Boom, boom.
Well, welcome everybody. Animation
September.
Mentors live stream. September. Yeah, wow.
September
crazy,
edition. September 2024. Can you believe that?
It's crazy that it's gone by this fast.
It's our 9th one of the year.
I need to start getting out my Halloween stuff, man.
It's about time for that. It's a little warm still.
Yeah, I got to get it out. You know how I roll.
I hear that we're live on Instagram. Hey, Pete Roby. First comment.
Peter Roby. I'm going to see Pete this weekend, actually. I'm going to see Pete on Saturday.
You better take some pictures. I want to see all these pictures.
Yes.
Is it your first time meeting Pete in person?
First time meeting Pete in person.
Pete in person.
Yep.
Nice.
Got a shirt for him. I got a shirt for him ready to go.
I heard.
Bing, bing. So, yeah, but again, welcome to our Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Instagram Live. Are we on LinkedIn today?
We are on LinkedIn today as well. Four platforms, all
Four
at once.
platforms, not too shabby, I'd say. Right?
Got some epic cinematic music in the background.
I dig it. I can hear it. On my end, I've got Iron Man playing in the background here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, funny as that is. Yeah, Pete gets his graduation ceremony this week. This is going to be me honoring you, Pete, in your graduation ceremony. Yeah. By the way, if you guys don't know who we are,
Who are we?
Animation Mentor, right?
Yes. Yes,
Online character animation plus many other things since when? 2005.
2005.
Absolutely insane.
19 years.
Dude, that's crazy. Pavan Kumar, hello, sir. I'm
Welcome.
a student from India. Welcome.
Welcome, Pavan.
Great to
My
have
name is
you.
Mars.
Yep.
And I am a student success coach here at Animation Mentor. And that guy.
This guy. My name is Tim. I am also a student success coach here at Animation Mentor. We love helping out students and trying to help you forge a path to becoming a pro in the industry someday.
Yeah, absolutely. Where are you guys checking in from? I see a few people here so far. Look at that. We got Ender.
What's up, Ender? Yes, the Harvard of animation. If you say that, you kind of have to do this.
Isn't Harvard in Massachusetts, though?
Yeah, well, you know. Technically, we are in Massachusetts and everywhere else.
That's true.
Right?
We're the Harvard of animation schools.
Good to see you again, though, Ender. It's been a minute.
It is.
You know, been
Cool.
a minute. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm checking in from the natural state, also known as Arkansas.
Is that organic too, or is it just
Yeah, pretty organic
flavors?
out here. It's definitely. When I first moved here, I called folks that are local. I called them Arkansasians, and then evidently
that.
that's not the correct term. I liked it as Arkansans, but I kind of like Arkansasians.
I like that. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Well, we got our first question already, but that's exactly what this live stream is for. Asking questions about Animation Mentor. What is it? What are our courses? How
Dig
much
it.
are they? How do you apply? All of those good questions. So, fire away if this is your first time here and you want to learn a little bit more about us. We're, as Tim mentioned, we're an online animation school specializing in 3D character animation for feature films and for games. But we do a lot more than that as well. So we'll talk about some different workshops that we offer, even studio training for businesses and studios. We do a lot of cool stuff like that as well. We have our first question from Instagram here. Please describe creature animation. What is that? So yes, so that is another thing that we cover in our courses, creature animation. We can teach you how to move all kinds of really cool creatures, monsters, dinosaurs, dragons. That's pretty popular. And that's one of our more advanced classes. So you need to have some animation skill. You can't just start off animating creatures, right? You gotta you gotta learn the 12 principles of animation. You gotta learn body mechanics, how things move, and all about timing and spacing and weight. But yeah, those are some really great classes that we cover in creature animation. Our graduates actually get a special discount, an alumni discount on the creature animation courses as well. So if you do complete the full 3D character or game animation program, you'll get a special 20% discount on those creature animation courses. So
Good. Yep. True.
cool. So there are Instagram questions are coming in. I see from the Makai 9102. He says, "Hi Mars and Tim. I know who that Makai might be.
I know who Makai is too. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah.
Here's another one from Annexation on Instagram. How will AI affect animation jobs? You want to take that one, Tim?
Yeah, it's interesting because I think that's one of the more popular questions as of late, with a lot of,
Trending.
companies and studios integrating AI into their sort of everyday tasks. And if anything, it's going to help to create, even more jobs that are out there because in my firm belief, I think that AI is one of those things that you can't avoid. You have to figure out how to work with it and use it to your advantage. And part of that is, I think, allowing it to paint the broad strokes and then letting the human touch kind of come in to do the finite stuff, kind of like what, motion capture did back in the day when it was first introduced. They're like, oh my God, now I'm going to lose my job to this, mocap suit. But it's still involved, it needed a lot of cleanup. So animators were able to kind of dive into that stuff. So if anything, I think it's going to allow studios to actually create more content because they can get some of those broader strokes done at a faster pace, allowing the human connection to kind of come in there. Because you can't expect AI to mimic a character crying or to do, human emotions. That's something that you can't really do. And so if anything, annexation, I think is what it was. It's going to create more and more opportunities for you out there. So don't try to avoid it. Just figure out how you can, work with it.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, I think it's going to be a tool. It's going to be a new tool bag or a new tool we add to our tool bag for animation.
Yep, true.
Sarah Punzel on Instagram is asking, when does the next term start? Great question. So we're prepping for our fall term, less than 2 weeks away here. We're pretty excited about that. So it's a great time to lock your seat in for the fall term. If you're new to animation, you want to start off with our 6-week Maya animation course. And that's, just 6 weeks, covers all the basics, really helps you get familiar with the animation software most widely used in the industry called Maya. And then if you do have Maya experience already, you can start with Animation Basics or ANA1, or if you have experience beyond that, you can apply for our Advanced Placement program as well. So a lot of opportunities to start off with the fall term, and you can see our banner down at the bottom. We're accepting applications for both the fall 2024 terms and also the winter 2025 terms starting in January.
Cool.
Good question.
Yep. What else we have here? Well, I've got one up here from Balto on YouTube.
Let's check that one out. Yeah.
Asking how many classes can you do in 1 or 2 terms? So, Balto, it depends. If you're looking to take workshops with us, you can take multiple workshops in 1 term if you like, as long as the course load isn't too much. Some of that is, if you're taking storyboard 1, you can't take storyboard 2 at the same time. You have to get through the first one to get to the second one. Same thing applies to our 12-week character animation courses. Those are set up in a tiered curriculum. So you got to pass class 1 to get to class 2. So with those 12-week courses, those you can only take 1 at a time. But if you wanted to take, our 2D animation workshop and a storyboarding workshop and maybe digital painting at the same time, you could totally do that because those are 6-week workshops.
Yep. Nice. And that's actually perfect because it looks like H-Wen Fan Art on Instagram asked, what are workshops exactly? So you can think of those as a little bit shorter classes. We're actually going to be changing the name a little bit of some things. So most of our classes are all going to be called courses soon. We're doing some shifting. We're always changing things, making things better. But our workshops are historically have been the shorter classes for the most part.
Cool.
Cool. So let's see here. Checking off Instagram is just popping off. But let's check out here on LinkedIn.
See that.
Joey's asking, do you see a return to working in the studio, or do you think working remotely is here to stay?
Yeah, I was just looking at the at our job board
Uh-huh.
earlier this morning. I was just checking out the job board to kind of see what's going on out in the world, in the industry, and there's still quite a few remote jobs on there, and a lot of hybrid positions as well.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think that when COVID was in its height, there was a lot more of the remote stuff going on. I think I've kind of seen a pattern to where it is starting to slow down a little bit with that, and I think they're getting more and more people back into the studio world. So from what I saw, but there's still a fair amount of remote gigs that are
Mhm.
out there, and a lot of hybrid, so that you could do a bit of both.
Nice. Let's see if we can catch up on some Instagram
Sure,
questions.
let's fly
They're
through some real quick.
Let's see how they're coming in quick. So Victor Manuel
Yeah.
is asking advice to be a character designer. So we Animation Mentor, we're primarily 3D character animation, but we do have some workshops. We've got actually a really great workshop in Intro to Character Design, so I highly recommend you check that out. If you haven't been to our website yet, I'll pop a QR code up here. A lot of people just kind of hear about us here, but our homepage is boom right there. There it is. Check out our website. There's all kinds of great stuff there. You can check out courses, workshops. You can check out online campus tours. We've got information about our mentors, and of course, various classes like the Intro to Character Design. So check that one out.
Cool. Let's take a look here with Lav DW3, right?
Yep.
I am a 2D motion designer and looking and struggling to get a job. How are the 3D prospects looking? Well, we offer, both those, but like Mars was just kind of mentioning, 3D is kind of our jam, right? And that's what our school is built on, is 3D character animation. So, I feel like the prospects are looking pretty good out. There's a lot more films in production right now than ever before, and that have been completed. I mean, I just saw the previews last night for the Wild Robot from DreamWorks, and I was just like, where did that come from out of the blue? So there's a lot more movies that are just kind of coming out of the blue, and a lot more scripts that are being written. So I think there's a lot more 3D out there than ever before. And so, but don't lose sight of that 2D stuff. So if you want to go into storyboard, or maybe you want to become a 2D animator, we're running a couple really cool 2D workshops taught by Jay Jackson of Disney, and T. Dan Hofstad, also Disney animator as well, and my doppelganger, as a matter of fact. So I think the prospects are good in both areas in there. But if you want to work in the industry, and your fastest track is probably going to be taking classes here at AM.
Yeah, definitely. Good advice. Quick one here. Makai's asking, how much is a Maya license? So if you go to their site, they're charging $235 a month.
Crazy.
And it's, if you do the 3-year license, it's $5,600. Animation Mentor is an authorized Autodesk learning partner. What does that mean? We have our very own license server, and we can provide licenses to students for absolutely free. And you'll also qualify for an educational license if you decide to get one directly through Autodesk. So two free options. Free 99 is a pretty good price.
Pretty good. Hey, let's take a look up there at Sandeep. Sandeep had a couple of them up there, and so I'm going to kind of go off that first one right there. About a course dedicated to a single shot. So I'm guessing that you're asking, if you take a course, are you dedicating that course to one single shot for the entire class? Not at all. You're really only doing that kind of stuff when you're in the polish and portfolio, like class 6, where they're helping you to sort of refine what shot you want to go with for your portfolio and your reel. You're working on that from class 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're building that up. You're doing principles. You're doing body mechanics. You're working on multiple shots, action sequences, doing lip sync, character acting, dialogue, things like that, to get to class 6, to where, you can come together with one cohesive shot that you're the most proud about in class 6. So yes, you'll be doing that. And like what you're mentioning, like doing a shot under a mentor, like you do in studios, and thank you for posting that, and a supervisor from finish till render, you can render your shot. I mean, you could polish it out at the end of it, but you have to figure that you're in a 12-week time frame, so you're not going to have like a ton of time to really put all those high polished touches on it. You have to do as best as you can. If you're lucky enough and you get your shot selected to the student showcase, then we actually get that shot professionally lit for you, and it is just crazy amazing. What the heck?
Boom, look at that.
check that out. If you want to see what happens when your shot is lit by a pro, look at that. And that's the kind of stuff that you're going to be doing with us, Cindy.
Yeah, and it says 2023. We know it's 2024. This is our latest student showcase, but we put this out at the end of every year. So we're working on finalizing our 2024 showcase right now. All the best work of the year. So, keep an eye out for that. That'll be here in the next month or so.
Super cool.
Back over to Instagram, Sohail16. What are the functions that bring your animation to a professional level? Great question. So I think it's going to be a blend of things. First off, it's going to be knowing the 12 principles of animation, and I don't mean just knowing them. I mean being able to demonstrate that you actually have those under your belt, that timing, spacing, weight, squash and stretch, that you really understand those and can put that into your work. From there, it's going to be body mechanics. And a lot of body mechanics, not just a little bit. You need to know body mechanics at a very high level. As a matter of fact, in our 18-month program, 6 months of that is body mechanics. So we're covering that in a lot of detail. And then after that, acting. I saw a post on LinkedIn from a professional animator that I'm connected with, and he simply said, animators are actors, and then he had a whole post about it. But I thought that was so awesome, because it's so true, right? We're bringing these digital puppets to life. We're the storytellers. We're bringing in emotion and dialogue between characters, and lip syncing and facial animation. Those are the things that really make a demo reel stand out. And then I think we were talking about creatures earlier. I think those are additional things that you can add to your animation or to your demo reel, like creature animation or cartoony animation. Those things really bring things up to a professional level. And how do you get there? I don't think you can do it on your own. I think it's about, being mentored by a professional. That's how you actually get your work to a professional level, is actually having your work, reviewed by a professional on a weekly basis.
Yeah. Let's throw something up there from Robert Arthead, asking about 2D stuff. Give us a friendly hello there.
Well,
that's
hello
always appreciated right there. And then anything for us 2D traditional animators. We've got two icons in the 2D animation world that teach for us, right?
Yeah.
T. Dan Hofstedt and Jay Jackson are incredible 2D animators. You'll know all their work for sure. So we actually run two 2D workshops. If you're already a 2D animator, the first one might be a little bit basic for you because it's an introduction to 2D animation. However, the second one is all about character movement and walk cycles. Most of the students that are in those workshops are either using, Rough Animator or Toon Boom Harmony Essentials are the two that they're using in there. But then also from a 2D side of things for you, Robert, we're also running 2 storyboarding workshops, right?
Yep.
So you're doing some 2D stuff in there as well, even in our character design course, right? So if you want to get into character design, that's another opportunity for you as well. So we do have some 2D stuff that we offer as well.
Yep. There's a whole concept art section on our website, so make sure you check that out.
Cool.
Cool. So the questions keep flying in from Instagram.
Like Coyote. Is that Coyote?
Coyote. Oh, that's a good one.
Man, that's like perfect right now.
Right? Seriously.
Dude.
Excuse me. Yes, we do. As a matter of fact, we have a new game animation program where we're covering exactly this. So yes, we're covering Unreal. We are covering everything from mechanics and interactive gameplay to dynamic action and combat to cinematic cutscenes. So that's actually part of the game animation program. So yes, we are absolutely covering the Maya to Unreal workflow, and we do have a 6-week short course for this as well. So if you're interested in finding a little bit more about game animation, and you want to kind of just experience what that's like before jumping into the full game animation program, you can check out that workshop as well, or that short course. But yes, that is definitely covered here.
That's our all new curriculum, our game animation program. That thing is legit, man. Though I've seen the work that they're doing in there on student campus. It's crazy good.
Yeah, and check out the mentors. I mean, when we come out with a new class, we don't
come out swinging.
Yeah, that's right. We don't have a Joe Schmo teaching the class, right?
Unless that's his name.
It could be. It could be a famous animator,
Right.
Abhishek asking on Instagram, is Blender important for animation nowadays? Good question. I think software is it's kind of like it's not nearly as important, because Pixar, they have their own proprietary software, right? But what you need to learn is the 12 principles of animation, body mechanics, and acting. You need to learn those fundamental skills. The software is kind of secondary in my opinion, but the industry standard is Maya. So I think Blender is definitely making its way into the industry here and there. But yeah, I think it's just another software that you can use.
Another tool.
Yeah, another tool.
Yeah, add it to your tool belt for sure. Cheesecake up there had one on YouTube.
Cheesecake.
Who doesn't love a good cheesecake? I'm not gonna lie to you. Cheesecake, does the game animation program include mocap animation? Yeah, it does actually. So the mentor that is teaching that course actually is bringing in mocap shots that they've done, and he's over doing Blizzard stuff. So you're getting some stuff from there. So yes, there will be some mocap training within that as well. So that's going to be a big part of that particular curriculum as well. So great question though, Cheesecake. And I love cheesecake.
I love cheesecake too. Cool. So, I just wanted to mention, Pete had a nice little tip here. Maya Indie license, $305 a year if you're a grad. That's a great license.
Yeah. And look at that. That's what's cool. We even have some folks on here, some OGs. Alex finishing class 5 now.
Yep.
Right. Look excited for a nice break heading into AN06, which is these are the finish line, basically. The finish line there, just to start the next journey.
Yeah, home stretch into the next chapter, right?
Dude, that's cool. Flies by quick.
Abhishek asking, please guide us for the perfect portfolio. Well, that's going to be difficult to do in a live stream here, but that's exactly what we do. Working directly with a professional animator from a major animation studio, that's how you do it. You got to be mentored by a pro, and that's what we do here at Animation Mentor. So if you want to be guided towards a perfect portfolio, you got to sign up for a class.
Yeah. You have to have somebody tell you what looks good, what's not working, and how to fix it. Right? Yeah. Those are important details to know for sure. Yeah, some of those things. And also Kelvin, right? There's Kelvin Hart, right? He's hey Mars just finished class.
Yeah, hey
class
Kelvin.
3, moving to class 4. Dude, Kelvin doing his thing.
He's awesome. He is.
Wow,
he's great.
That's great.
I can't believe it. Moving into class 4. I'm going to check out your work. I haven't seen your work in a little while. I'm going to check in, Kelvin.
Great segue by Reed Robertson, by the way, at the top. Hello, I've signed up to be in Yuri Decker's 2D animation, 2D in Pixar discussion. Will he be able to answer questions about how to best enter the 2D industry? I just graduated last December. Great question, Reed. And this is going to be a really cool webinar because it's live, right? So you'll be able to ask questions. Mars and I will be in there hanging around doing stuff, as well. Yep. But more importantly, Yuri will be there to answer questions like the one that you have in there as well. So great question. Look forward to seeing you then. And if you haven't already registered for that free workshop, scan that QR code and get your name on that, because the last ones, there have been hundreds and hundreds of people attending these things and getting their questions answered at the end.
Yeah. Those are really great. I'm looking forward to that one. That one's going to be cool.
Super cool.
Cool. So more Instagram questions coming in here. What are your recommendations, or how are you dealing right now with the AI threat, quote unquote? We did, kind of address that question. I would encourage you to kind of scroll back. This will be on YouTube. You can watch the replay there as well. But, like Tim was saying in a nutshell, I think that AI is going to be another tool that we're using. Used motion capture as an example. I think even remember going from 2D into 3D. Everyone's like, oh my goodness, computers are going to take everything over. And what happened? It wasn't, a complete takeover, and the art wasn't lost. It evolved, and I think that's what's going to happen. It's going to be an evolution of animation.
Yeah. Yep. Look at Alex. Alex going, it was only a little over a year ago that he was on the phone with myself, and he got into Gonzo's class, Chris Gonzalez of DreamWorks.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Nice.
Can't believe it's almost over. I mean, that's how fast these classes go by. So you really, 18 months and you're done. And it's really cool because Gonzo is not only working over DreamWorks, but he's a graduate from our school.
Yeah.
Working at DreamWorks, teaching classes here. He's living the dream. Super cool.
That's awesome. Vicky Patil 3112 on Instagram asking which software to use. We're primarily a Maya school, so we use
Yep.
and teach Maya. It's free for our students, I think if you want to be a professional, learn the same software that pros are using.
Yep. Good question, man. Look at what time it is.
Holy mac, it's flying.
Holy macaroni, this is crazy. We got a lot of stuff going on, you guys. There's like, our fall term is starting around the corner. It's starting September 23rd. Yep. We are steadily approaching the deadline for that, and so there's not a lot of spots left. If you already know Maya and you want to get started, jumping in the Animation Basics program is the way to go to start off with. If you've already got prior skill in animation and maybe you've got a demo reel that you're kind of thinking maybe I don't need Animation Basics, you could still submit an application for what's called advanced placement, adding your demo reel to that. Mars and I will take your demo reel, send it over to one of our mentors.
Yep.
They'll review your work. They'll give you some feedback notes on what they saw with your shot, and then they'll tell you which course you're best suited to start off with. It's a super cool way to go to figure out where you're going to be placed, and you get a free demo reel review out of it as well. So that's the September 23rd class. What else we got for dates, man?
A bunch of stuff coming up. So we're already accepting applications for our winter term as well. So if you don't have any Maya skills yet, you want to take that Maya workshop in the fall term, and that'll prepare you for the winter term starting January 6th. And registration for that, if you can believe, that's opening next month. I think it's on October 17th. I think.
Yeah, it is that day.
Anniversary of the quake.
Yeah,
remember that?
Crazy. I remember that.
Yeah, but it's not too late. We see, there's still a lot of room for workshops. So if you're interested in the shorter courses that I was mentioning, those 6-week classes, all those different ones Tim was mentioning, 2D, storyboarding, digital painting, those have seats available. So you've got less than 2 weeks to get signed up for those. And I always tell students, hey, contact us. If you're ready to sign up, contact us first, because sometimes we've got promo codes, discounts available, special deals that might be going on. So, be sure and contact us on all the different ways you can contact us, whether that's Facebook or Instagram or sending an email. I'll be putting up some contact information before we end here, but yeah, lots of stuff coming up. Fall term's the busiest one of the year, so jump in.
Lots of stuff. What else do we got going on? Hey, talk to me though. I mean, if I'm working someplace, right, and I'm at a studio and I'm like, man, I need to upskill a little bit.
Yeah.
I want to be able to kind of work my way up, up the ladder here. What can I do to upskill myself, at Animation Mentor if I already have some stuff that I've been doing, for work, right? What do I do?
Good question. So we've got a couple of different options. So I've been doing this for a couple of years now, working with studios. That they're already professionals. They're working in the industry already, but like you said, they want to upskill. They want to build their skills. So we've got a lot of different options for studios and businesses that want to take their teams up to the next level. You could take advantage of that advanced placement program. That's the first thing you can do. Sign up for a class, and we'll set you in the right class for your skill set. We can do special discounts if you've got a group of 3 or more animators in your studio that need training. We're working with a number of studios on that. We can do master classes or kind of lecture style training where we have a veteran animator, meeting with you and your team over Zoom and, doing some training sessions that way. Or we can do even custom classes. I'm working on that right now. We're building a custom class for a studio in Germany, and we're doing some really cool stuff. I can't wait for that
super
one.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so
very cool.
We can build stuff from scratch, so that's really exciting. It works really well for studios. So those of you that are on LinkedIn, maybe, sometimes we get a lot of professionals kind of joining in on LinkedIn. If you've got a studio, if you're working in a studio and you already have a couple of animators that are interested in training, let me know. I'm happy to help you out with that.
What I think is really cool about that is that, you learn that animation just isn't in places that you commonly associated with, like films and video games. It's in areas that you're like, wait a minute, I've watched animation going, to a silly place like a casino or something like that, and you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just think that part's super cool.
It is. Yeah, it's really fun. It's something. It's not really something that a lot of people know that we do, but it's kind
Yeah.
of a special thing that we offer here for pros that are already working in the industry.
Yeah. And if you haven't checked out what Animation Mentor, I mean, you've seen the website, you kind of know what we do. Maybe you haven't, maybe you don't know how the classes work, right? Maybe it's something where you're like, how's it even work? What's the classes? Take the online campus tour right there. It's a good way to do it. It's like a 20-minute thing. You can mute it because you're going to be sick of hearing voices and stuff. It's mine, but you're going to be sick of hearing it. But if you want to do one that's more personalized, Mars and I do these one-on-one Zoom tours on the student campus, and you see what we call some fresh-baked student animation every time we go in there. So if you want to do the campus tour or meet up with Mars and I on sort of a private Zoom tour, we do them all the time, and they're a lot of fun.
Awesome. Well, cool. That was a very quick 30 minutes. It went by really fast. I think we got to most of your questions. If we missed them, I know we missed a couple on Instagram. We got to as many as we possibly could. If you're watching from Instagram, send us a DM. We're answering those messages all the time. So feel free to send us messages there. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, we check all the messages there. Also, a couple of other ways to get a hold of us. I'm going to put some stuff up on the screen for you guys. That is here. You can certainly follow us, and you should, on all the different platforms. You can call us at 877-426-3628. Tim and I answer that. And you can email us too. Admissions@animationmentor.com goes right to our inbox. And we hope to hear from you soon. Hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. We do this every month. We'll be back in October. And we hope you can join us for the fall term or the upcoming winter term.
Cool. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
See you guys next time.